세계적 권위의 영국 옥스퍼드 영어 사전에 떡볶이찌개, 빈대떡 등 한식 관련 단어가 대거 올라갈 것으로 예상됩니다. 이미 지난 2021년 먹방 치맥 김밥 대박 등 한국어 단어 26개가 옥스퍼드 영어 사전에 올랐지만 이제 더 구체적인 한식 관련 단어를 배우며 영국인들의 생활에 한국식 문화가 많이 스며들었다는 점이 확인됐습니다. 또한 한식을 제대로 먹기 위해서는 한식을 공부해야 한다는 움직임도 나타나고 있죠. 영국 출신 음식 전문 유튜버 조 퍼릴라는 최근 한국에 방문해 정말 많은 한식을 먹었는데요. 한국을 방문하면 꼭 먹어봐야 할 한국 요리 19가지 최고의 음식 투어라는 영상에서 한국에서 먹은 수많은 음식 중 19가지를 뽑아 하나의 영상에 담았습니다. 그런데 조가 얼마나 많이 한국 음식에 대해 공부하고 왔는지 하나하나 설명을 들어보면 놀랄 정도인데요. 조가 먹은 19가지 음식 중 우리에게도 익숙한 음식이 외국인에게는 어떤 느낌일지 몇 가지를 뽑아 소개합니다. 요즘 해외에서 가장 유명한 음식 바로 떡볶이입니다. 순대는 떡볶이, 튀김과 함께 대표적인 분식집 메뉴죠.
And this is what we're here for. No spicy? Ah, shame. I like spicy. I like spicy. Can I have one order, please? Look at that. Look at the color of that deep, deep red. You have these white rice cakes underneath, which are then cut into little pieces of rice dumpling, essentially is what they are. They're rice cake dumplings, and then covered in that sauce. Wow, incredibly chewy. I mean, you have to chew and chew and chew to get through it. Such a nice flavor combination. Thank you.
한국에만 있는 전통 음식 순대를 외국인들도 좋아할까요?
Too, but I think for the first bite, let's just try it as it is. It's chewy. I didn't expect it to be chewy, but then you get the nice flavor, meaty flavor, and some spice in there, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but maybe that is the bean paste coming through. You don't get that as a hit, but there's something in the background there, working in the background. Very nice texture. I really like it, actually. Let's sprinkle a little bit of that, well, mystery salt on it. That's heavy, so maybe we'll take another piece and dip it on top. There we go. All right, with the salt. It is chili salt. And it's damn tasty.
외국인들은 한국인들이 메인 요리를 먹고 남은 국물에 밥을 볶아서 또 한 그릇 먹는 게 가장 신기하다고 하는데요. 조 역시 식사가 끝나고 철판에 밥을 볶았습니다.
We're ready to go. You take a little bit of your nori paper. Ah, okay. So she's showing us. Roll it up, and then dip it, and then for you. And a little bit of garlic and ginger, put it inside, and then eat it. Telling me it's hot. Again, is special. The rice has a crispy on the bottom, kind of like a paella, is what I liken it to. But the rice itself is soft when you get into it, and then you have the chew from the offal, the crunch from the onion, and then the spice coming through from the gochujang. And then that toasted nori paper, she toasted it on the charcoal before she gave it to me. That toasted nori paper adds such a vibrant seafood flavor. I mean, you all know what nori paper tastes like, but I cannot tell you really in words how good this is.
광장시장 빈대떡은 요즘 관광객들에게 필수 코스죠.
Thank you so much. I've got it, bindae-tok, the mung bean pancake. How crispy does this look? Just look at that. Fried to absolute perfection. The important thing, the thing I was looking for with that was how hot was the oil? Because if the oil isn't hot enough and it's just sat there sizzling away very gently, then that mung bean pancake is going to suck up all of the oil. So I was looking for one where the oil was not super hot because you don't want it to burn, but it was sizzling away quite frantically, and then you know it's not going to be so greasy and so oily when you eat it. It cost me 5,000 for one whole one. This is just half I have here, so 2 pieces here. I have another 2 pieces as well to snack on later. So 5,000 for one. I don't know if you can buy them individually. They were already cut up, but it is so crispy on the outside. Maybe you could hear it as I bite into it. Can you hear that? So crispy on the outside.
콩국수는 한국인들에게도 호불호가 나뉘는 음식인데요. 영국인 조에게 콩국수는 어떤 맛이었을까요?
All right, food has arrived and it's quite a feast. Have you ever seen a soup like that before? Soybeans. And yeah, it is ice cold, ice cold. So, in the bowl, we have, of course, those hand-cut, handmade noodles. We have cucumber, fresh cut cucumber. There's a little tomato in there, which pops with the color. And then you have that soybean sauce. It's thick, much thicker than I expected, but it is probably just purely made out of soybeans or soy milk, let's say. Water and blended soybeans, I presume, is how it's made. Super interesting, just clings to the noodles. Look at that. I love the noodles like that. Look how long they are because they're hand cut. She told me that I need to put these greens in. This little bowl of greens here that goes in to the bowl. We'll give it a mix. Right, let's taste. Oh wow. It's much more delicate than I expected. It's super savory, super beany. You can tell it's soybeans or a white bean in there. The texture, I thought it was going to be quite grainy because beans can be quite grainy, but they've clearly been cooked down. They're soft and then they're blended. Absolutely delicious. Never had anything like it with noodles, but how does it go with the noodles? Oh, these metal chopsticks are like the end of me. A tasty bowl of noodles, for me, very unique. I don't think I've seen it, let alone tried it before.
저는 제대로 된 비빔밥을 먹기 위해 전주로 향합니다.
One dish that you probably have heard of is bibimbap. And actually, it originated in Jeonju. At this restaurant, Hankook Jib was one of the first restaurants to serve bibimbap in both hot stone and in normal style. So, if you're going to try bibimbap in Jeonju, this is obviously the place to come. Rice that you can see, so it is a substantial dish. It's not just veg and meat. The idea is that you get it all stirred in and mixed in, and then you eat it like that. And you're meant to mix it, I believe, mix it with the chopsticks, and then eat it with the spoon. So let's give that a good old mix because you want everything mixed through. And there's bean sprouts in there as well, my favorite. Like I say, everything has to be mixed through, and if you do it perfectly, you get everything in there in equal proportion. Right, all mixed in perfectly, as you can see. Let's get well, maybe a bit too much there, but let's get a big mouthful with a little bit of everything in there. Look at that. I mean, it's absolutely packed with veg, and we've got some of that raw beef in there too. The flavour is good. The spiciness comes straight through. That meat, it's soft, it's sweet, it just melts in your mouth. You get the mushroomy flavour coming through because all of those flavours individually are quite strong. The thing that jumps out most is the texture. Because some of the veg is steamed and boiled, some of the veg is stir-fried off, and then some of it is just essentially raw. It's just been cooked so fast, you get the crunch, 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 and then it's just held together with that rice. Super delicious. 70 years of flavour and tradition in a bowl of bibimbap. How cool is that?
현재 곰탕은 가장 편안한 한국 음식으로 유명해졌습니다. 조는 곰탕을 어떻게 먹을까요?
First of all, let's try this broth. Really meaty, but it's light. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, just to give it a little bit of a peppery hit. Let me show you guys. Can you believe 15k for all of that meat, plus the shredded pork as well. Ridiculous value. It's exactly the type of food that you want to be eating on a cold day like today. It's warming, it's comforting.
곰탕 다음으로 편안한 음식에 돼지국밥을 꼽았습니다. 조에게는 돼지국밥을 더 맛있게 먹을 특별한 방법도 있다고 하네요.
The soup itself, and then all of, as it steams up, gukbap. Look how good that looks. Milky, milky broth. You also have this richer, spicier chili paste as well. That is to go into the broth. Definitely needs some salt, so let's hit it with a little bit of salt. What I'm also going to do, because it is salty, I'm going to add a little bit of those brine shrimps to add a little more saltiness and a little more not seafoody flavour, but that freshness from the sea. And then it's not spicy at all. I'm going to add, I don't know how spicy it is, but I'm going to add some of that chili paste. How good does that look? Insanely good, right? Chili paste, you know that's going to taste good in there. So a whole dollop, maybe a touch more, 2 dollops of the chili paste in there. And we'll give that the stir it needs. And watch the colour change. Look at that. Bubbling away, it was so hot. Just look at the colour change now. Deep red. Still cloudy, of course, but look at the colour. An orange. Deep orange colour. Oh, yes. That is exactly how I want it. Let's taste it. Oh, yes. The saltiness brings out all of those flavors, all of those meaty flavors, and then you get the spicy kick from the chili paste on the side. It's not too spicy, but just rich and bold and comforting, warming, I would say. I mean, not just from the heat, but warming from the flavors as well. Man, it's good. I tell you what the game changer is in this broth, obviously the salt, but the real game changer is this chili paste. It's absolutely insanely good, and it doesn't just take it up one notch, it takes it up 3 or 4 notches. I mean, it was a good soup, it was a good base to start with. That's important, but after that, wow.
여러분의 소중한 의견을 남겨주세요. 바쁘시더라도 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 단골이시였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.